I attend North Georgia Primary School. Thank you, Dr. Yates, for having grasped medics on TV.
Greetings. My names are Akila Lois. I attend St. Margaret's Primary School. Thank you, Dr. Yates, for having grasped medics on TV.
And welcome to another edition of Facing the Nation. I am Malika Ramsey. Thank you very much for joining me for another really interesting program. It is still the month of September. In the last 2 weeks, I did tell you that lots happening. There's lots of activities, significant activities and events happening in the month of September, including Education Month. I did promise you that before the end of this month, I will try to get somebody from the Ministry of Education to come on. If not, somebody from the education sector in general. That's still going to happen. But what I decided to do in light of the fact that it's Education Month, there's a gentleman on my program today. I'm sure that he will find a way to tell me not to use that word either, but he's an educator. He is Dr. Richard Yates. I am sure he is no stranger to many of you. If you were like me years gone by as a child, I loved the television. I'm always scanning TV for something, and at some point in your life back then, in your childhood, you may have came across Dr. Yates. For those of you who are not, the name is not ringing a bell. Remember Graspmatics? Yes. Well, I have the Graspmatics man on the program today. As I said, he's an educator. He has a very different way of teaching, especially when it comes to people who would have a morbid fear. Here I am. I'm right here. And so he has a different way. He's calling math a language. And again, I know this is nothing new, but I think you need a refresher. You need to hear from him a bit. So that's what we're going to do today. But for now, let's talk about what's happening in terms of Education Month. And again, it is fitting to have Dr. Richard Yates, the Graspmatics man. Many of you know him as. You see, Dr. Yates, you're already having me tongue-tied because I know I'm speaking and he's scrutinizing my language. Welcome to Facing the Nation for the first time.
And Madam Malika, I say unto you, Al Shalamti. Again, Al Shalamti.
Thank you. And what does that mean?
Tanastalin, Hotep, Namaste. Well, it really means, Al Shalamti is a powerful word that inscribing and not describing. It's inscribing. I'm saluting you. I'm honoring you on behalf of my ancestors and the Creator.
Okay.
So it's a matter of saluting you with respect. It's honoring.
Okay, great. And thank you for that. I really appreciate it. On that note, you talked about your ancestors and the Creator. There are people out there who know you very well, but just to put our conversation into the correct context, are you Guyanese?
Well, there's rumors going around.
What are those rumors?
The rumors is that I was born in this country, Guyana. I was not born in Guyana. And that I'm a Guyanese. I'm not a Guyanese.
Where were you born and what are you?
Good.
Or who are you?
Thank you. Well, first of all, my parents told me that I was born in Guyana, but when I did my search, and not research, and found out that I was not born in Guyana because of the so-called English language. The problem here is not what my parents told me, and not what the rumor is, but it's the so-called language English. And I call it so-called because I've been educated in 6 languages. And when you study other languages, you realize that English language is not a complete language, or it's not even a good language to communicate in the pure sense. So, that being said,
You know those English majors are there in front of the television screens just fuming at you right now.
well, and I welcome that.
Okay.
I welcome
Go ahead.
that, yes. Because this is healing time, yes. For example, were you born in Guyana?
As far as I know, yes. As far as I've been informed, yes.
Good. So the question is, what proof do you have that you were born in this country?
The proof that everyone else has.
Is?
Birth certificate.
Exactly. Say it again, a what?
Birth certificate.
Point. You don't have a born certificate. You have a what?
A birth certificate.
So you were birthed in Guyana and not born in Guyana. What you have is a certificate of birth. That is your documentation that you were birthed in this country and not born in the country. That's the point I want to get across. The deception and the confusion in the English language. However, that being said, let me explain what is being born in Guyana. What is being born in Guyana, I'll give you a few things. Monkey, duck, and jackasses are born in this country. Animals. Well, monkey, cow, and jackass. Not ducks and chickens. They are hatched in this country. But animals are born in this country. You're not an animal. Oh, you're glowing. I like that. You're just glowing. It's like, yes, I wasn't born. I'm not an animal. So that's the point. The rumor is that I was born in this country and I was not. I was birthed in this country, Guyana, and I'm so glad I am, because it was predestined by my Creator and ancestors that I would be birthed in this country. So that means I was birthed in this country with a purpose. Now, your other question was?
No, this has opened up a wide, just opened up a lot for me. I was asking you, who are you?
Well,
you said you're not a Guyanese.
No, that wouldn't even be who, you see? That goes on titleship. Who has to do with character of the person. And the K-A-N and not C-O-N, the consciousness of the person. Listen, I have been fortunately bemored. Most people say blessed. I like to use the word bemored. And highly favored by the Creator and my ancestors to have learned that people who are of melanin, which I like to use the word of dark complexion. And dark really means of different shades. Dark comes in different shades, but black only comes in one color, which is this microphone. And black is also another shade of dark. So who are dark people of melanin, of Africa and India, we have so much in common prior to the Europeans coming and colonizing India and colonizing Africa and taking us away from our ancestors' way of thinking. So you're talking about who and what. These questions are very, very important. Who has to do with character? Who has to do with the being of the person? So the term being called Guyanese is only identifying you based on nationality. That's not who you are. You stand what I'm saying, right?
I understand.
You understand? How can you be under and then stand at the same time? There we go again, the confusion in English language. I'm not talking about the overstand and understand. I'm talking about stand. Just stand what I'm saying. Meaning to be upright, meaning to be firm. I'm having so much fun.
I realize that you are having it, and on that note, let me ask you, have you experienced people taking offense to what you're saying? Because like I said, there are people
And
who
the right-
take the English language very seriously.
And they have all the right to take offense, and I welcome them taking offense. But the problem is that why would they take offense of something they don't own? They never invented English, the so-called English language. It is not their property. So why are you taking offense of something that's not your possession, of your invention? That's how dangerous this so-called language English is, that make us become so defensive of something that you've been colonizing to speak in a very condescending manner. Why would you tell people you were born? There is no documentation showing that you were born, but it's certificate showing that you were birthed. You see, human beings give birth to their offsprings. Animals are being born. They have no certificate of birth. That's where they're born, and they're animals.
But
Thank you, Dr. Yates, for having Grassmatics on TV. Thank you, Dr. Yates, for teaching graphs, mathematics on TV.
That's good.
Greetings. My names are Samuel Gaspar. I'm in grade 1. Thank you, Dr. Yates, for having Grassmatics on TV. Thank you, Dr. Yates, for having Grassmatics on TV.